You want to get ahead, then you got to execute. There's no time to waste. Time moves forward, people move on, opportunities disappear. If you want something, go build it. Waiting is just another form of procrastination. Do not wait for the time to be right, because the right time is only now, because right now is the only thing that exists. The past is the past, and the future is not real yet. Tomorrow is a day that never happens. If you think tomorrow's gonna come, it's never guaranteed. Jobs end, health declines, people die. There's only a finite amount of time before you're too old, before you can't do anything, before it's too late, before someone else seizes that opportunity. How do you plan on getting to your goals? Just half-assing everything, waiting for the time to be right. It doesn't work. It never has, and it never will. You see all those people that make their dreams come true, hit all these achievements, have all the cool stuff, have the life they want to. It's because they put in the work. They work with urgency. They work fast. They work diligently. They're not waiting for someone else to do the work. They're waiting for someone else to catch up. But when people are trying to catch up, these guys are running 1,000 miles an hour. Achievement requires urgency. It requires focus. It requires discipline. If you want to achieve your goals, then you have to make a decision and you have to act now. A boat can't row itself. A plane can't fly itself. So, taking action is what is needed. How many times have you missed out on the opportunity? You regret, you should have done this, you should have done that. You should have got moving, but you didn't. Now when you look back, you missed out on that opportunity. I've had those situations. I still have those situations. How many times have you thought of something, someone else did it, and they became big off of it? Or that they had the life you wanted. They had the relationship. They had the family. They had the bank account. They had the cars. They had the house. They had everything. While everyone else is still hating on them, wondering, thinking that they could actually have done that, but they never did. So they're left in like wondering if they could have done it in the back of their head. But at the same time, hating on that person that actually did something about it, that took the leap, that took the risk, that decided to just make a decision to keep moving. How many times does it take for someone to realize that there's no one going to save you but yourself? So if there's something in life you want to achieve, you got to just go for it. Keep it moving. The moment you make a decision is one step you're closer to the goal, and you take it step by step afterwards. Don't look back to wish you were back there. Only look back to see how far you came. Because at the end of the day, anything you do, it's a learning experience. You hit your goal, you learn what you did right. You failed, you learn what you did wrong. And after so many experiences and lessons, you understand that what's necessary is what creates the win. It what creates the result. It creates the new person. You don't wait for the personality to change. You don't wait to say you have to develop the skills. You have to jump in the ring and develop the skills while you're in it. That's how it goes. And there's no other way. You could read as many textbooks. You could read as many news articles, listen to as many podcasts, as many YouTubes. And you could be the most educated. But if you don't try to take that leap, it's all for nothing. It's a waste of time. Every time I hear about someone who's gonna do this, gonna do that, and they don't do it, it sucks. Don't be one of those people. But how many times you hear about someone that says that they achieved this, they were able to do this, and they did that. Whatever goal it was, they were able to achieve it in a certain amount of time. Did it work? And it did work. How does that feel? It's exciting. It's a sense of fulfillment that's created. It's palpable. It's tangible when you talk to that person that's achieved that. In today's world, with everything being a lot more challenging, finding a position, creating income, having a salary, dating's hard, raising a family, paying mortgages, taking care of other people. The difficulties and challenges are getting exponential because the information And the speed of knowledge moves so fast that it's hard for anyone to keep up. By the time you read it, it's already outdated. And so by the time you have an opportunity, chances are someone's already taken action on it. So you have to go out, you have to execute. And if you're not willing to do that, then there's no point. There's no point at all to any of it. Stay stuck glued to the TV. Be a YouTube expert and just keep watching videos, thinking you know about a situation but never been in it. Keep listening to the podcast to give you insights of to what other men have done, but you have no chance of doing it yourself. You can't live like this. It's good to congregate, talk to men, learn from men, but you have to apply everything to your life. Everything you find relevant, everything you've learned, employ all the wisdom. Try to figure it out. Not everything is going to work, but it's okay. It's one step in the right direction. You know, I always say if you're still breathing, you're not out of the fight. So you can't give up on anything that comes at you or to you, because anything that does happen, it's happening for you. As you look back and you gain a lot of experience, you learn that a lot of things happen in a sequence, and it seems like nothing aligns. But when you look at the puzzle pieces, it all comes back together. It all clicks. It all happens for a specific reason. You're able to connect the dots. Oh, if I didn't go to school, I would have never learned. I would have never got my management position. If I didn't get the management position, I would have never been able to run a business. If I didn't step down from that management position, I would have never taken a staff job that would have gave me that time to start that business and run these things. It doesn't seem like everything works out, but when you look back, it all leads to the next step. But the next step is never created unless you take action. You got to keep going. Most men sit in fear and doubt and guilt and worry and shame. But the more you stand in one spot, the more someone else passes you. Life is a competition, and you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people, but you need to compare yourself to yourself each day. How much better can you get every single day? Being consistent to make progress is what creates a new life. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're trying to figure out how to change something in your life, whether it's your job, whether it's your finances, whether it's your living situation, your relationship status. It takes courage on any level to acknowledge that there's something in your life that you don't resonate well with, and you got to fix it and you want to fix it. So if you're going to do that and you have the courage and vulnerability to step up and take action, there are going to be stumbles, but eventually you'll lead to the right place. As a man, we've always heard the term fuck around and find out, and you should be okay with that. It's not a term where a person should be scared to test, to be curious, to be adventurous. The person should be able to do that, to step out, take action, and figure out what needs to be done. While you're in the middle of the situation, that's when your skill set, your experience comes out, your creativity on how to problem solve. Having the basic information is good, but you're never going to be an expert. It's always great to be an expert when you're in the situation. And then what I mean by that, be an expert questioner. Why is this? How is this? When does this happen? Where could we make the adjustments? When you're in the situation, you got to be self-aware to ask the questions so you create more information for yourself, more knowledge. So reading a book, it just gives you a basic system, but every situation has a nuance to it. It's very different, right? How many times you ask someone or you look for something and you're listening to someone else and they say, do it this way. But then in the back of your mind, you're saying, but my situation is a little different. I would do it this way. Or this is different, and so I can't fully apply what's being told or said to my personal situation. It happens all the time. So you got to be able to be in the moment and make a decision. Everything as a man comes back down to execution. And if you're not willing to execute, then you don't know what it means to chase your dreams. At some point, you got to take the leap, step it up. It's good. Everyone takes the leap. Everyone that's been successful takes the leap. Everyone that's been a failure has taken the leap of going after what they want to build in life. It takes courage. It takes honesty. It takes authenticity and genuineness. How many times have I went out to go build something and something distracts me from being able to take action? It creates fear in me, creates stress, it creates anxiety. And I have to question it. I question myself. I doubt myself. I don't think I'm that good. But at the end of the day, I decide to take action. I decide to step up and make something happen. Test it out. See what works, see what doesn't. Because when you're able to test things out, then you're able to figure out what is working. Filter out the things that aren't. And when you figure out what is growing, what works, then you're able to fine tune and double down on that. That's why action and execution is very imperative. The faster you could execute, the quicker you could figure out what is the right direction. So don't wait, don't sit back, don't just keep listening to videos. Today is the day you got to step up and make it happen for yourself, because no one else will make it happen for you. You got to make that decision. Be easy.